Economic activities may be divided into three major categories: business, profession, and employment. Business refers to those economic activities which are connected with the production or purchase and sale of goods or supply of services with the main object of earning profit. People engaged in business earn income in the form of profit. Profession includes those activities which require special knowledge and skill to be applied by individuals in their occupation. Such activities are generally subject to guidelines or codes of conduct laid down by professional bodies. Those engaged in professions are known as professionals. For example, doctors are engaged in the medical profession and are subject to the regulations of the Medical Council of India, the concerned professional body. Similarly, lawyers are engaged in the legal profession governed by the Bar Council of India, and the chartered accountants belong to the accounting profession and are subject to the regulations of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. The third business activity, or the third economic activity, employment, refers to the occupation in which people work for others and get remunerated in return. Those who are employed by others are known as employees. Thus, people who work in factories and receive wages and salaries are in the employment of factory owners and are employees of the factory. Similarly, people who work in the offices of banks, insurance companies, or government department as managers, assistants, clerks, peons, or security guards are the employees of these organizations. This table here summarizes the differences between these three economic activities: business, profession, and employment, on the different kinds of criteria. If we quickly go through that, in terms of mode of establishment, the business is established based on entrepreneur's decision and going through some legal formalities. On the other hand, the profession needs a membership of a professional body or the certificate of practice. Employment can be established between the employee and the employer by appointment letter and service agreement between the two. In terms of the nature of the work undertaken by the business, it's mainly provision of goods and services to the public. The professionals are involved in rendering of personalized expert services, whereas the employers perform the work as per the service contract. In terms of qualification needed to start a business, there is no minimum qualification really needed for starting a business. On the other hand, for a profession, you need an expertise and training in a specific field. That is a key requirement. To be an employer, you will need to have qualification as is required by the employer. In terms of reward or return, the businesses earn profits, professions earn professional fee, whereas employers or employees earn salary or wages. In terms of the capital investment requirements, the business will need capital depending on the size and the nature of the business. Professions, to establish a professional service, you might have the limited need for a capital for establishing your professional service. On the other hand, for employment, no capital is really required. In terms of being able to transfer interest, business can do that. It is possible with some formalities, whereas it is not possible in the case of profession as well as the employment. In terms of risk involved, clearly the business has the highest risk because of the uncertain profits, whereas employment generally tends to be more on the fixed and the regular pay side. Profession, more or less the fees are regular, but there might be some risk depending on the area where the profession is being established. In terms of the code of conduct, there is none formally prescribed for establishing a business, whereas in terms of a profession, you have to follow a professional code of conduct. And for the employment and working as an employee, you follow the code of conduct as set down by the employer.